Oh.
It's nice to be back.
It is good to be back. Welcome everybody to Coffee and Conversation.
For 2020.
For 2020. We've been away for a little while. There's been lots of things going on in our lives,
Yes,
hasn't there?
yes.
Like moving house.
Yeah. Love moving house.
Oh, don't we just? Especially with everyone. It's a big job.
It is a big job.
We've also had some concerts that we've been doing of your songs, which have been really lovely. The Christmas concert, and
but that's another
thing.
conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
And Hamish, our eldest, who you've seen on video, he's playing a part in the Adelaide Festival in a staged production of the Mozart Requiem, which is going to be sensational.
Yeah.
Just spectacular on every level. Fascinating.
Isn't it only the second time it's been done?
Yes, it was performed in France.
Yeah.
And now it's being performed at the Adelaide Festival in March. It's coming up fast, and I think the tickets are selling extremely quickly.
Oh, I know.
So here's our plug. If you live in Adelaide, go and see it, because it really
Or if you're going to Adelaide, you might be heading over there in March.
Wonderful life experience. Something worth seeing. So that's
right,
that.
now we were talking earlier on about auditions and things like that, and I know some of your students have come over to you to find out how they can deal with rejection after an audition if they haven't done as well as they thought they would, or they're just not the fit for the part. Yeah. But it's very hard for young people to understand that.
It's very hard for all of us, isn't it?
I know, it's hard enough for an adult to cope with it. But, to deal with it when you're at school or when you're at uni or whatever.
When you're starting your life.
When you're starting your career in this industry, it's probably one of the hardest things we have to deal with.
Yeah, and we deal with it regularly. It's, it's part and parcel of being a performer, especially, if you're in the theatre and you have to go and audition and you have to do it. And so I think in our profession, more than perhaps any other that I know, although more and more people now are working on a contract basis, so maybe this is general. It's really important, I think, as performers, to have a centre, to have a deep centre within us that's a place to come home to. And we're on a journey, a lifelong journey of courage and self-acceptance. And I think when we go through this audition process, in an odd way, it's a gift, because unless we're going to decide, no, this isn't for me, I can't do it, I just can't put myself through it anymore, it's not worth it. And most performers can't do that. They just don't have it in
they
them.
have to go back.
As soon as there's a sniff of another show or another opportunity, they're off. Yeah. Most if you're born to perform, that's what you're born to do. So if you can't give it up, then you have to learn to live with it. And you learn to live with it by understanding that you are here. And because you're here, you have value, you have something to give, you're important. And that importance doesn't depend on the last job you did or the job that you're hoping to get or the next role you're going to play or the last role you played or whether you played any at all. It exists because you're here.
You are.
And your gifts are here to share somewhere. And I think we often get very fixated on, it's got to be this. I know I'm guilty of that. It has to be this. It has to be that. And we put our whole heart into trying for a role or for a show or a career path. And then if it doesn't go straight, we can fall apart.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think life is just showing us a new direction or a better direction or something that can work out.
Yeah, something else that opens up. I mean, look at Jess King, for example.
Yes.
Wonderful singer, beautiful actress, and then suddenly got into modelling because it's just how it all unfolded for her. And now she travels the world all over the place.
Yeah, she's everywhere. I saw on the internet the other day.
Yeah.
There's those skills that she learned, the discipline of training to be a performer, of being focused, of being present, and all the ability to adapt to different situations that you need as an actress have served her very well as a model.
Yeah.
So, she's
very shy, isn't she,
She
Jess?
says she is.
Yeah, she says she's very shy. But that training, as you said, has made her very personable with people, and she can converse with people well. So it all helps, you know. It doesn't matter what industry you're in.
No, it's all important.
Yeah, it's always important.
However, getting back to...
Yeah. So how do you tell your students to deal with it, apart from anything
What, just rejection
yeah,
or...
Rejection,
Okay.
I think.
Well,
it's probably one of the biggest...
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think you set it up really by how you approach the audition. And maybe that's another chat. But the way I teach my students to approach an audition is that it's a complete exercise in itself. So that the audition itself is the performance. It is the end goal.
Yeah.
So that when they go into that audition, in their imagination, they can be whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they are present performing that role for those 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's complete. And I think that takes away the sense of pressure of I've got to impress, I've got to be something I'm not. From my own experience, my own painful experience, it's really important to stay true as far as we all can act, you know, we all can take on different roles. But in terms of your voice type, your appearance type, all of that kind of thing, it's important to stay true to yourself because if you deviate too far from who you are, you won't get the job, and you're set up immediately for just a kick in the face, really.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of the shows these days, they're set in how a person looks, or, you know, the way they sing, or there's quite a few bits of criteria that a producer or a director is looking for when they're auditioning somebody. So it may not have anything to do with how you look, how you sing, how you act, may not have anything to do with that. You just may not be the right person for that part that you wanted.
So your job, and we all think we are, you know, as you're preparing in our minds, and it has to be that way, you know, because we have to put ourselves in the best position to prepare for that role and that audition.
Yep.
So of course you think you're the right person, and then when you're not, it's hard to take. However, if you can take the tack that, yes, this is my job, is to help them decide, and my job is this performance, and when it's finished, that's done.
Yeah.
And if you're strong, you can then go, okay, next. Yeah. If you're not, you might fall apart for a few days, and that's okay. It's actually okay. It's okay to be disappointed and beat yourself up for a couple of days, and then you got to come back to your center and understand that this isn't personal. It isn't personal, and it isn't in any way a judgment of you. And then you come back to your truth. Is this the thing that I have to do? If it is, then you'll be there the next day. As somebody said in the movie Center Stage, you know, when she took the dancer back to the bar, and she said, this is your home. It is your craft. And every audition is an opportunity to practice your craft. And to put it into practice. And it isn't really about the end goal of each job. It's about your life in your industry and practicing every experience as part of your craft. And then coming back home to the scales and the learning of lines and the speech exercises and the ballet bar, coming back home to who you are, and continue to take the steps forward, and things will unfold in the right way. So,
well, I think we've answered that question a little bit.
I hope.
And if you have any questions on that particular topic and you want us to help you or find some information for you, please write to us at performershub.com.au. You'll find our links over there, and we'll try and answer you as best we can and as fast as we can. And please join us again next time on Coffee and Conversation. Until next time,
bye for now.
Bye for now. That was nice.